Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss a very important current affairs of 26th of December 2020. You can see here the two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 9 to 10 most important and the very important current affairs. So watch the video till the end. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription, that how you can buy our Affairs Cloud subscription. There are two methods. You can visit our website, that is affairscloud.com/current affairs, or you can directly go to the description box of this video. Under the description box, we put a link, and by clicking on that link, you can directly reach the subscription area. Now, what you will get in the Affairs Cloud Current Affair PDF subscription, you will get the daily wise PDF. In the daily wise PDF, you will get the two PDFs. One is related to the theoretical current affair, second is related to the question and answer format of the particular day current affairs. Next is the weekly PDF. It is very important for students because you can revise the current affairs on the weekly basis. Next is the weekly test. Again, very important because you can evaluate yourself that how much current affair you can retain for long time period. Next is the monthly PDF, and it is the most important section because we are providing you 5 PDFs. And these 5 PDFs, like one is related to the theoretical current affairs of the month known as the study PDF. Next is the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise and retain the current affairs for long time period. Next is the pocket PDF. As the name suggests, it is very important to revise the current affair before your exam. Next section is the banking, finance and economy PDF. Very important for those aspirants who are preparing for banking exam and the insurance exam. Next is the top 100 PDF. It means top 100 current affairs of particular month will be provided to you, and it is also provided in the form of question and answer because you can revise the current affair very easily in the format of the question and answer. So guys, these all things comes under one subscription at very minimal cost. If you basically go to the description box link, you definitely surprised to see the price, and on that minimal price we are providing you 10% extra discount. How you will get 10% extra discount? You can use this code ASH10, then you will get 10% extra discount. ASH10, then you will definitely get the 10% extra discount on that minimal cost. So let's start today's current affair, that is the 26th of December. Here is our first section. It is known as the most important questions, and here is our first question. India and which country signed MOU to boost cooperation in the steel sector? Two keywords under this question is very important. One is the name of the country and it is related to the steel sector. So you guys can match answer with me. You can pause the video before my answer, and after that you can match answer with me. And answer of this question is, guys, Japan. A is the answer, so you can mark A is right answer. You can see here India and Japan signed deal to boost cooperation between the steel industries. Now, what is the benefit to tie up with the Japan for the steel industries? Basically, it is to improve the quality and quantity of steel produced in India. Especially, it will boost the manufacturing sector under the steel industries. And both the sides also agreed to establish India-Japan steel dialogue. It is very important. It means they will organize one meeting between India and Japan related to only steel production. So it means both the sides will also discuss about trade and investment related issues and promote sustainable growth in the steel sector. Because now India is on the second position, Japan is on the third position, but the steel production is leading by the China. So we want to tackle the China's dominance in the steel industry, and India has to set a target to expand the steel production capacity to 300 million tons by the 2030-31. This is the target of the steel production related to India. You have to remember this because this is important, and China is the leading producer of the steel. India is on the second position, Japan is on the third position. Remember this. Two things you have to remember more. One is who is the Minister of the Steel Industries? Union Minister is Dharmendra Pradhan. Remember Dharmendra Pradhan. Who is the Minister of State? Phaggan Singh Kulasate. Remember Phaggan Singh. And guys, one thing more important here, the name of the country, it is Japan. Japan's Prime Minister is Yoshihide Suga. Currency is Japanese yen. Capital is Tokyo. Now we are moving to next question. Sokar wetland complex has been added to the list of Ramsar site. This lake is situated in which state or UT? Mark under the most important section, and the most important keyword under this question, this Sokar wetland. And this is situated, you can pause the video and match answer with me. Answer is B. This is Ladakh. and it is the second wetland of the Ladakh. Already Ladakh has one wetland, and you have to remember this. This is the 42nd wetland of the 42nd wetland of, or you can say the Ramsar site of India. You can also see here Sokar Wetland Complex added to the list of Ramsar site under an international convention. You can also see here it is the 42nd site and it is the Ladakh second Ramsar site, because already Ladakh has one Ramsar site known as the So Moriri. Remember, So Moriri. It is the first Ramsar site of the Ladakh. This wetland is situated in the Changthang region of the Ladakh. It consists of the two principal water bodies. One is known as the Starts Apak, So, a freshwater lake, and second is Sokar, a hypersaline lake. But all the water now evaporated, and now it is known as the white salt efflorescence. So remember, Sokar means the white salt efflorescence on the margin of the lake caused by evaporation of the saline water. So all the saline water evaporated, now it is known as the white salt efflorescence. And recently 40th and 41st Ramsar site was included under the Ramsar list. One is known as the Sursarovar in the Uttar Pradesh. Second is known as the Lonar or the Lonar Lake in the Maharashtra. You have to remember this. It means three things are important under this question. One is the Sursarovar in Uttar Pradesh. Second is the Lonar Lake in Maharashtra. Third is the Sokar Lake in the Ladakh area. If you belongs to Uttar Pradesh, then you can remember Sursarovar is also known as the Keetham Lake. Remember, Keetham. Keetham Lake is same as the Sursarovar because it is the another name of the Sursarovar Lake. And guys, remember, recently in October 2020, Ramsar Convention declared Kabartal wetland. Remember, Kabartal wetland in Bihar as the site of the international importance. This is again important. This is also known as the Kanwar Jheel in the Begusrai area of the Bihar. So again, one thing added under this question, and you have to remember this question under the most important section. Now we are moving to next question, but before proceeding, I want to tell you the headquarter of Ramsar Convention. It is not in the Ramsar, Iran. Remember, Ramsar is a place in Iran and it was started in 1971 as a Ramsar Convention, but it came into force in India in 1982. And it is a global network of wetlands to preserve biological diversity in order to sustain human life. And these wetlands are declared by the Ramsar sites under international importance. So you have to remember these four: Sokar wetland, Sursarovar, Lonar Lake, and Kabartal. Kabartal is in Bihar. And where is the secretariat of this Ramsar Convention? It is in Gland, Switzerland. Now we are moving to next question. 7th National Good Governance Day is annually observed across India on which day? So mark under the most important section. Most important keyword is the National Good Governance Day. And guys, these four options are very important because all the days related to these days are very important. Because you can see 22nd December is celebrated as the Ramanujan Day or the Mathematician Day. 23rd December is celebrated as the Farmer Day, and you can say that it is on the birthday of the Chaudhary Charan Singh, the former Prime Minister of India. Next, 24th December, we yesterday covered this question, that it is known as the 24th National Consumer Day. Because in 1986 on the same day National Consumer Act was passed. 25th December now, it is known as the National Good Governance Day. It was started in 2014. It means it was firstly observed in 2014 and it was started by Modi ji. In 25th of December, why 25th of December? Because Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji birthday comes on 25th of December. It is also a birthday of the Madan Mohan Malviya ji, but this was started because of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. You can see here on the 25th December 2020, National Good Governance Day was celebrated, and it was with the name of the former Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. And guys, you can remember this, that Prime Minister Modi ji on the day of 25th of December 2020 addressed the farmers of different states on that 7th National Good Governance Day and sanctioned rupees 18,000 crore. Sanctioned rupees 18,000 crore directly into the bank accounts of 9 crore farmers in around 19,000 venues across India under the Prime Minister Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana or PM Kisan. Now we are moving to next question. Which railway zone has become the first railway zone in India to commission the use of end of the train telemetry system? This is the most awaited system in the Indian Railway, and now this is started by one railway zone. Mark under the most important section and match answer with me and you can pause the video before my answer. And what is the answer? Answer is Eastern Coast Railway. And what is the headquarter, or where is the headquarter of Eastern Coast Railway? Headquarter is in Bhubaneswar. Remember, Bhubaneswar is the headquarter of Eastern Coast Railway. Where is the headquarter of Western Railway? Western Railway headquarters is in Churchgate, Mumbai. Northern Railway, that is in New Delhi or the Delhi. Eastern Railway, that is on Calcutta. Now in India, total railway zones are 17, excluding Calcutta Metro. If you are including the Calcutta Metro, then they are 18. Otherwise, there are 17 railway zones. But recently, one railway zone was added, that is known as South Coast Railway Zone. South Coast Railway Zone. And this railway zone headquarter is in Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. Remember, Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. So including this Vishakhapatnam, total railway zones are 17. And if you are including the Metro, Calcutta Metro, then total railway zones are 18. So you have to remember this because this is the most important question. And guys, answer is Eastern Coast Railway. You can see here, Eastern Coast Railway becomes the first zone to adopt EOTTT system in the Indian Railways. You can see here, this is the EOTT system, or you can also see here. With the installation of EOTT, trains can now run without employing guards and the brake vans. It means it can be used as a global positioning system to indicate location of the train, and global system for mobile communication. It means on the mobile, you can basically check that all the bogies of the trains or all the boxes of the train are on the same track. So this is basically the global positioning system function. So in simple word, you can say this device will become the communication between the locomotive pilot and the last wagon of the train or last bogie of the train, for ensuring that the train is running all coaches and wagon as a single unit. It means all the wagons are on track, similar on the locomotive engine. The field trials of this device were conducted on a freight train running between Talcher and Paradip. It means it was tested on the demo basis in the Odisha. You can also remember this thing. So you can remember just one line, that it is a communication device. The locomotive pilot can use this device to check the last wagon of the train, for ensuring that the train is running all coaches and wagon as a single unit. So this is the most important line. You can remember this news by this line. So now we are moving to next question. Which mobile application is launched for identifying and geotagging the data of insanitary toilets and manual scavengers across the country? Because Supreme Court already banned the manual scavenging, and for the Swachhata Abhiyan, the insanitary toilets are basically a difficulty. So that's why we want to complete these insanitary toilets, and we want to complete this Swachhata Abhiyan. So what is the name of the mobile application? So match answer with me. You can pause the video before my answer, and answer is C, that is Swachhata Abhiyan. I already basically announced this Swachhata Abhiyan before the answer, so you can basically predict the answer very easily. Swachhata Abhiyan. You can see here, Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, Shri Thawarchand Gehlot, launched this mobile app that is known as Swachhata Abhiyan. Now every NGO, social organization, even you people or the general public can upload details of any insanitary toilets or manual scavengers that they notice. It means you can geotag this insanitary toilets and the manual scavengers on the app, and the government can check this insanitary toilets and will complete these toilets and can provide some one-time assistance to the manual scavengers. So this is the basic initiative, so that any type of the insanitary toilets can be converted into the sanitary toilets, and manual scavenger should be given to the one-time assistance. So this is the basic initiative. The reported insanitary latrines or the toilets will be replaced with the sanitary toilets, and manual scavengers will be rehabilitated to provide dignity of life to them, because their fundamental right, like right to life, is violating because they are using the manual scavenging. That's why Supreme Court banned this manual scavenging. So the center government provided some type of the one-time assistance, like 70,000 manual scavengers get this one-time assistance, like 40,000 rupees each. And construction or maintenance of insanitary latrines and engagement of persons for manual scavenging is prohibited under the Act of 2013. Remember, under the Act of 2013. So, the Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, Shri Thawarchand Gehlot, this is the most important thing under this question. And remember, the name of the app is the Swachhata Abhiyan. You can also remember, guys, that government has provided skill training for the manual scavengers. Remember, skill training for the manual scavengers and their dependents with a monthly stipend of rupees 3,000. of rupees 3,000, and even their government is providing the subsidy up to rupees 3,25,000. 3,25,000 on the loans taken by them for the self-employment projects. So many things for the manual squanger so that they can live the life with the dignity. So you have to remember this application name, that is Swachhta Abhiyan. Now we are moving to next question. Which state announced to construct India's largest hockey stadium in the state? So guys, mark under the most important, and I am giving you hint. This state is hosting 2023 Men's Hockey World Cup. This state is hosting 2023 Men's Hockey World Cup, and I think all the students know this answer. Answer is Odisha. Remember, the state is Odisha. Very important, because one of my favorite state and one of my favorite chief minister, that is Naveen Patnaik ji. Who is the governor? Governor is Ganeshi Lal ji, but chief minister is most important, that is Naveen Patnaik ji. Very important national park is there, Bhitarkanika National Park in Odisha, and next is the Simlipal Biosphere Reserve, and Simlipal National Park is again important in the Odisha. There is a Chilka Lake, you can remember, and you can also remember there is a dam, that is Hirakud Dam. Hirakud Dam on the river Mahanadi, that is also in Odisha. So many things in Odisha, and Odisha is also hosting the 2023 Men's Hockey World Cup. Remember this is again most important point. And this hockey stadium will definitely become the part of this Men's Hockey World Cup in 2023. And this is exactly constructed in the Rourkela area of Odisha. Rourkela, Rourkela area of Odisha. You can also see here India's largest hockey stadium planned in Rourkela, and Odisha will host 2023 World Cup games. You can also see here it is to be built at the Biju Patnaik University of Technology campus. It means it was built on the ground of the Biju Patnaik University, and total land area is the 15 acre, and total sitting capacity is 20,000. It is built at Sundargarh district, because Rourkela is in the Sundargarh district, from where many Indian hockey legends, including former captain Dileep Tirke and Sunita Lakra. Remember, these two players also belongs to this district, so that's why they are constructing a huge hockey stadium in this district. Current Indian men's hockey team is ranked at 4th position, and women ranking is on 9th position. From the last to last video we covered this question, and remember, India's women team is on the 9th rank and India's men team is on the 4th rank in the International Hockey Federation. And the organization is important, International Hockey Federation. Headquarters is in Lausanne, Switzerland, and who is the president? Dr. Narinder Dhruv Batra. Dr. Narinder Dhruv Batra. Remember this. Now we are moving to next question. Which country will host men's FIFA Under 20 and FIFA Under 17 World Cup in 2023? Because there is a one sudden news that in 2021 FIFA Under 20 and Under 17 World Cup postponed. It is not postponed, basically it is cancelled, not postponed, because already it will happen in 2023. Which country is now hosting FIFA Under 20 and FIFA Under 17 in 2023? Because in 2021 two events now cancelled due to the COVID-19. And guys, Under 20 will be hosted by Indonesia, and Under 17 will be hosted by Peru. Remember, Under 17 will be hosted by Peru, and Under 20 will be hosted by Indonesia. You can see here FIFA cancels the men 2021 Under 20 and Under 17 World Cups due to COVID-19. And it is FIFA, you all know, Federation International the Football Association. Where is the headquarters of FIFA? Headquarters is in Zurich. Who is the president? President is Gianni Infantino. Remember, Gianni Infantino. He is currently the president of Federation International the Football Association. Now, we are talking about Under 20 and Under 17. Now, it is related to the men's football. Which country is hosting women? The country is hosting 2023 Women World Cup is Australia and the New Zealand. Remember, Australia and New Zealand. Men's by the Indonesia and the Peru. Remember this. This is the most important question of the day. Now we are moving to next question. Who authored a book Ayodhya, which was recently released by the former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis? So guys, mark on the most important, because the name of the book is important due to Ram Temple. So you have to remember this and match the answer with me. You can pause the video before my answer. Answer is Madhav Bhandari. So D is the right answer. I think all the students are right. And this book basically tells us about the history of Ram temple, and also provides the protest conducted for the cause of the Ram temple in Ayodhya. So remember, it is the name is important because the recent of the Ram Ayodhya temple, and Ayodhya is the Madhav Bhandari. You can see here Devendra Fadnavis, who launched the book of Ayodhya, written by the Madhav Bhandari. Now we are moving to next section, that is the very important question section. Here is our first question. Government of Odisha, in collaboration with which organization, launched a new career portal for students? This new career portal will provide the guidance to the students so that they can choose better career for themselves. And guys, answer of this question, you can pause the video and match answer with me. Answer is UNICEF. Answer is United Nations Children Fund. And on 11th of December, we are celebrating UNICEF Day. You can remember this because this question will definitely come. You can also see here, Odisha launches career portal for students in collaboration with the UNICEF. Now, they will provide some type of the career consultancy, like students, they can choose the student colleges. Even student can take the guidance that which college they can use, the professional courses, vocational courses, entrance exams, scholarship opportunities, all the things information will be provided by the UNICEF and the Odisha career portal. Remember, it is for the secondary and the higher secondary students, and the portal will enable adolescent students to get expert advice on the future career. And this is bilingual, that is in the language of the Odia and in English. But this line is only for the Odisha students. It is not for the national students. The student can also access the career guidance service through a mobile application which was created to support the portal. It means the portal has a mobile application. You can also use this mobile application to register on the career portal. And guys, the state is important, Odisha, but we covered this Odisha in the past question. But there is UNICEF. UNICEF is again important. Headquarters is in New York, and who is the Director General or the head of this organization? Head is Henrietta Fore. Remember Henrietta Fore. She is currently the head of UNICEF. Now we are moving to next question. Which state government launched Digital PR Insight mobile application and web portal platform? Very good initiative by the state government, because if you want to give some suggestion to the state government that this scheme can be changed to like this scheme, then the state government will change this scheme according to your preferences, and it is the PR Insight. They will look on your suggestion and they can change the scheme according to your preferences or according to your suggestions. And this portal is known as the PR Insight, and this is launched by the state of Punjab. Very good initiative, and it is started by the Punjab government. Who is the Chief Minister of Punjab? Chief Minister of Punjab is Amrinder Singh. Who is the Governor of Punjab? Punjab Governor is VP Singh Badnor, Vijender Pal Singh Badnor. There is a very important wildlife sanctuary in Punjab, that is Abohar Wildlife Sanctuary. Abohar Wildlife Sanctuary, because Abohar Wildlife Sanctuary has black buck. And second important is Harike Pattan. Remember, Harike Pattan in Punjab, and Harike Pattan is that area under which Byas and Satluj, that the two major rivers of Punjab, meet or the confluence in the Harike Pattan. You can remember this. And there is a Byas Conservation Reserve in Punjab. It is very important because it is the first river conservation all over India. First river conservation which is marked under the national importance and the international importance under the Ramsar site. Remember, Byas conservation, it is the first and only river conservation in India till date. You can see here the application will serve as the platform for receiving feedback from the people and will enable Government of Punjab to remove deficiencies in schemes and program implemented by it according to your suggestions. If you are giving some suggestions to the government, then they will take care of the suggestion and they can remove these deficiencies in the schemes and programs. The main objective of the application is to restructure the existing schemes and programs after analyzing the feedback received from the people. Very good initiative by the Punjab government. Now we are moving to next question. Who became the new Prime Minister of Romania? And guys, he was the former finance minister of the ruling National Liberal Party. Remember, recently this Romania Parliament approved the new government, that is known as the new Liberal government, and they voted Florin Citu as a new Prime Minister of the Romania. Remember, the answer is Florin Citu. Who is the president? Klaus Iohannis is the president. And you can also see the B option. This is again very important. That is Raluca Turcan. Raluca Turkan or the Turkan. She is the only woman minister in the 21 member cabinet. Remember, she is the only woman minister in the 21 member cabinet, and she is appointed as the labor minister of the Romania. Remember, only woman. So this is again important question. But if they are talking about the new prime minister, then prime minister answer is the Florin Situ. And if they are talking about the only woman minister and she is appointed as the labor minister, that name is the Raluca Turkan. You can see the picture of the Florin Situ. Romania's parliament approved new government. Florin Situ become the new prime minister. And remember about Romania. Romania's president I already covered. Capital is Bucharest and currency is Romanian leu. Remember, Romanian leu. Now we are moving to next question. Who is appointed as the MD and CEO of the Yes Securities? Not so much important, but you can remember as the same as question. Yes Securities. I am talking about Yes Securities. Answer is very simple. Answer is if you eliminate these options, then you can definitely get the answer. Michel Maybach, you all know, he will become the CEO of the Mastercards. Shashidhar Jagdishan, he is currently the CEO of HDFC, and Ajaypal Singh Banga is currently CEO of the Mastercard, and Michel Maybach from the January will become the CEO of the Mastercard. So only answer left is Prashanth Prabhakaran. Remember, Prashanth Prabhakaran is become the MD and CEO of the Yes Securities. You can also see the picture. Yes Securities elevated Prashanth Prabhakar, MD and CEO of the Yes Securities. You can also remember the headquarter of the Yes Bank Securities. It is not Yes Bank Securities, it is basically Yes Security. It is a subsidiary of the Yes Bank. And where is the headquarter? That is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. It was established in 2013 by the Yes Bank. Now we are moving to our next section, that is the important question section. Here is the first and only question in the important section. 51st round of Director General level border coordinating meeting between the India Border Security Force and the Border Guard Bangladesh held in which state? So it is a biennial meeting, but this time it is not held in Delhi, because in the last 40 years it is the first time that this meeting is held not in Delhi but in another place. So guys, answer this question and match your answer with my answer. Answer is Assam and the exact place is Guwahati. Remember, answer is Guwahati. So you can also see here, this is the first time in the 4 decades that the biennial conference is being held outside Delhi. So this is important question. And the 12-member BSF delegation was led by Director General Rakesh Asthana, because you all know who is the Director General of Border Security Force, that is Rakesh Asthana. Again, important question. So why this meeting held? It is just to discuss the border related issues and to build coordination between the two border guarding forces. So nothing important, just remember two things, that it is held in Assam, Guwahati, and it is the first time in the 40 years that this biennial conference held outside Delhi. And who is the Director General of BSF? That is Rakesh Asthana. Here the country important, that is Bangladesh. Bangladesh, you all know, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. Capital is Dhaka and currency is Taka. Now you can see here, India and Bangladesh agree to share intelligence to combat trans-border crimes. You can also remember this, but not important. So next section is the one-liner important points. Now first is the Ministry of Power promulgates electricity rights of consumer rules 2020. It is the first time that Ministry of Power regulated or gives some rules for the electricity consumers. So you can see with one slide and you can remember 2 or 3 points. Now you can apply new electric connections, pay bills and avail other service through online facility. And this is electricity connection timeline. If you are in the metro city, then total days they will take for the electricity connection, it is for 7 days. And if you are in the urban areas but not in the metro city, then they will take 15 days. And if you are in the rural area, then they will take the 30 days. You can just remember 7, 15 and 13. And they are improving the ease of doing business so that maximum to maximum private sector can participate and maximum to maximum competition can be enhanced. And this service can be improve the service of the service provider of electricity through seamless process of to avail new collection and effective dispute redressal mechanism. So this is just to increase the ease of doing business so that maximum to maximum competition can take place and better to better service can be given to the people. So this is the electricity connection timeline. So now second is the RBI cancels Kolhapur based Subhadra local area bank license. Not important, just remember this is a local area bank, that is the Subhadra local area bank license. Now, Central Bank of India to exit housing finance. Just remember this. Central Bank of India now exiting from the housing finance. Not so much important, but here important is Central Bank of India. You have to remember this also. Central Bank was established in 1911. So that's why there is one tagline of Central Bank, central to you since 1911. And second tagline is build a better life around us. This is also a tagline of the Central Bank of India. Who is the MD and CEO? Shri Pallav Mohapatra. Remember Shri Pallav Mohapatra. Next, we already covered this 7th National Good Governance Day is on the 25th of December with the name of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji and Madan Mohan Malviya ji. Next, Thawarchand Gehlot launches Swachhta Abhiyan mobile app for the manual scavenging and for geotagging of the manual scavenging and the insanitary toilets. Next, India rating lowers projection of contraction financial year 2020-21 to 7.8%. So it is again important, guys, because earlier they predicted that India's growth rate will be contracted by 11.8%. But now they improved because so much investment is going on in India instead of China. That's why they are basically lowering our contraction rate. That is 7.8%, or you can say minus 7.8%. It is by the India rating. Now we are moving to our next section, that is the answer of the 25th of December. Here was the question: which pharma company will become the world first company to produce a green vaccine? It means to produce a vaccine, there will be no carbon emission or no harm effects will be given to the environment. So this is the main purpose of the green vaccine, and the answer is very simple. This is the Serum Institute of India, headquarters is in Pune, and who is the CEO? Adar Poonawalla. Remember, Adar Poonawalla and Serum Institute of India. Now, here is the question of the day, that is the 26th of December question. And which Indian state was affected by cyclone Burevi? Remember, cyclone Burevi or the Burvi, you have to remember the name of the cyclone. So guys, I am requesting you all, please give answer only in the comment box so that I can evaluate the performance of the daily students, that how many students are giving the answer. So only in the comment box. So guys, this is all for today. Please subscribe our channel. And if you like this video, please provide 700 plus likes. It is our motive. So we can reach this. You can provide, if you are providing likes, then we will definitely reach the 700 plus goal. And if you are providing these likes, 700 plus likes, then we will definitely start another videos like on the different content. Please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. Because 90% current affairs which are coming in your exam are covered by the Affairs Cloud. This is the authenticity of Affairs Cloud. You can check on our website our older question, and when we covered this question, this is also given on the website. Thank you guys for watching this. Take care and always be happy.